A surprise spring Apple event might be happening in just a couple of weeks, and according to rumors, Craig is going to steal the show with a brand new iPhone and also an all-new Apple product that we have never seen before. So let me break down everything we think we know about this Apple spring event and tell you the top 5 things you need to know. Let's talk new products, what we will see, what we won't see, and why there should be something at this event that everyone will love. Yes, even if you use a PC and Android, you're gonna wanna make sure you tune in for this special Apple event. For the past few years, Apple has really cemented their position as being one of the leaders of the tech world. Not just because they make a whole bunch of money or they introduce some flashy new features, but just their product presentations themselves have become sort of modern cinematic wonders. And if you have been waiting like me for our favorite silver-haired, glasses-wearing man to walk across the stage and give his famous "Good morning," you shouldn't have to wait much longer, because the next Apple event, one of the biggest of 2023, is gonna be happening really soon. Not only have we heard consistent rumors that Apple could be holding a spring event this year, but if we look back at Apple's own track record, they've held a spring event in March or April 4 of the last 5 years, which makes the chances of something happening this spring really good. Okay, so while all of that is still very valid and very true, gotta be honest, there was some news that changed before I started to sit down and edit this video. Between the time I literally drove home from the studio, we got a news alert that now it looks like Apple's headset, which was supposed to be the star of the show at the spring event, has now been delayed yet again until WWDC later on this year. And there's a lot of speculation, of course, as to why this is, but also, well, what's gonna happen with the spring event? This was really gonna be the driving force behind the spring event. Apple was doing it in part to show off this headset, so if the headset doesn't make its debut, are we still gonna get a spring event? Well, looking back at Apple's own history, most of their events actually featured multiple new products. So even though the headset was probably gonna be a big part of this event, having it absent isn't going to make or break the whole thing. In fact, there are a number of other exciting Apple products that should be making their debut very soon and could likely fill out a spring event even if the headset doesn't make the cut. So sort of sitting the headset to the side for a moment, what else could we see Apple unveil in the next couple of weeks? Well, for starters, one of the first products we should see at this Apple Spring event is an all-new iPhone, but not this iPhone, but something more similar to this. And yes, the iPhone 15 is coming this year with a new design, big camera upgrades, new chip, all that stuff is gonna happen, but we're still months and months away from that happening. Apple always sort of reserves their higher end iPhone for the fall, at least that's been the case for the last decade or so, so don't expect that to be a spring surprise. Instead, if we look at, again, Apple's own track record, what we will see is probably some new color options, maybe at least one new option for the iPhone 14 series. In 2021, Apple gave us a mid-cycle refresh that added a purple color to the 12 series. Last year, we got a new green color, maybe the return of the green color with the iPhone 13. So this year, with the iPhone 14 series, a mid-cycle color refresh looks likely, but as to what that color could be, well, we really don't know. We've heard rumors before of Apple doing a new blue color, or maybe they do some kind of bronze, orange, copper color. There have really been no rumors on what this mid-cycle refresh could be, and I should say that we don't really hear a lot of rumors on new colors in years past. So it looks like it could very well be a new color that we see at the spring event, and we just don't really know as of right now what that color really is. So your guess is as good as mine. One of the next products that could make their debut at the spring event could be an all-new pair of AirPods. Now, we just got new AirPods Pro back in the fall, and AirPods 3 are still relatively new. We also know that Apple is working on some low-cost $99 AirPods, but those probably won't be ready until next year in 2024, which means just one pair of AirPods left that are in, well, sort of desperate need of an upgrade, and that's this. Apple's illustrious premium over-the-ear experience they offer with AirPods Max. Believe it or not, these came out in December of 2020, which seems sort of like 2 lifetimes ago right now. Now, there have been a lot of rumors sort of back and forth on whether we will see these new AirPods Max this year or if we won't, but regardless of when they come or if they come, we should be expecting probably more subtle upgrades to AirPods Max. Think of things like new colors will probably be the case here. Probably the H2 chip that's in AirPods Pro will be coming to AirPods Max, which means it's going to get all of the new features. So probably adaptive transparency, better active noise cancellation, hopefully higher bandwidth for audio streaming. All that should be coming to AirPods Max, and maybe the switch from Lightning over to USB-C for charging on AirPods Max too. Next, let's talk Macs, because this is where things get very interesting, both in some good ways and in some bad ones. Let's start with good news first though. One of the new persistent rumors that we've sort of seen now confirmed by multiple sources is that Apple is working to launch a MacBook Air with a 15-inch screen size really soon. Like within the next month, this product should be announced and hopefully released. Now, while this machine would probably retain the same design, the same keyboard, same color options, all that stuff, there might be at least two significant changes inside of this computer. One would be, I guess, well, inside outside, a larger 15-inch screen would be great. Probably no ProMotion or mini LED, those are reserved for the MacBook Pros. But if you did want a larger screen size on an Apple laptop and you didn't want to drop thousands of bucks on a MacBook Pro, this should be a really welcome addition and should give you more space to do what you want to do on your more affordable MacBook Air. And also, there have been some rumors that we could see an M2 Pro chip in this MacBook Air. Probably a little early for M3. According to recent rumors, this should still stick with the M2 family of chips. But there have been some rumors that say that maybe we will get a higher end, slightly more pro version of the MacBook Air, only available with this 15-inch configuration. So if you wanted to sort of step up your game, but you didn't want to shell out the money or you need the power of that MacBook Pro, a 15-inch Air with potentially an M2 Pro chip inside would actually be a pretty good compromise and should be a pretty powerful and versatile machine. I've also seen a lot of comments on the iMac. Obviously, this is another computer that launched originally as one of the first M1 Macs, and has sort of since then not really gotten any updates. And I'm sorry to say, we've really got no new info on this as well. From what we hear right now, Apple might actually skip doing an M2 iMac and just wait until the M3 to sort of give this computer an upgrade. So if you want a new iMac, you're sort of stuck in a tough place. If you need one, get one now. If you can wait, maybe wait for the M3 sometime later on this fall or early next year. And the bad news sort of continues with the Mac Pro, because while this computer seems to finally be launching sometime in the next couple of months, it's not expected to be the true high-end Mac that a lot of us were sort of expecting it would be. Not only is it not expected to have a really high-end M2 Extreme chip inside, but it's gonna have less modularity than the current Mac Pro with the same design. So according to what we know right now, this new Mac Pro will have the same design as the one we got back in 2019, which is a good looking computer, but it's gonna be a lot less modular than the current Intel Macs. But given sort of the architecture of Apple's M series chips, you likely won't be able to upgrade things like the RAM or the GPU, maybe some storage upgrades. It's really unclear right now what parts of the Mac Pro will actually be user upgradable, which sort of begs the question, well, what's really gonna be the case for the Mac Pro? Besides extra power, what's the extra benefit? And as of right now, sorry to say, we really don't know. We know it's gonna have the same design as the current Mac Pro, we know it's likely to launch in the spring, and we know it's gonna be based off the M2 architecture of Apple Silicon. But besides that, no one really knows what's gonna make this machine super special, super pro. There's also been a lot of chatter in the Apple community about an upgraded Studio display. Remember, we got this at sort of last year's spring event with the Mac Studio, and as loved and hated as this display is, many, even those who own it, would love to see sort of a more pro version, maybe with a mini LED display and ProMotion support. And from what we hear right now, that looks to be probably coming and in the works, but not coming anytime soon. We had heard some early rumors that we could see that display launch as early as this year, maybe like the spring of 2023, but current rumors and reports from display analyst Ross Young, for example, say that that's not looking likely, and as of right now, we have no definitive timetable on when that new display is coming. So if you need an Apple display, probably better off just going with a Studio display now, because while this should be better in a lot of ways, we have no idea if it's going to be 2 weeks, 2 months, or 2 years away. So Studio Display Pro, sort of TBD as of right now. All right, and that is what we think we know about Apple's spring event as of right now. Again, there's a lot of rumors flying around, but sort of seeing as the MacBook Air should be launching in the spring, and we had rumors about a spring event for the headset, and basically all these little tidbits of news reports are falling into place. They give us a likely chance that we might be seeing a spring event again in March March or April. And I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think there's enough here to be exciting? Do you think that Apple should be releasing the iPhone 15 early? And your thoughts on new Macs? Let me know your thoughts down below on Apple's spring event and what you personally would love to see and what would get you excited. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. I am Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle, and I'll see you all in the next one.